Hello, I'm ToycatA, and welcome back to an episode of the Minecraft Bedrock Update Adventures Let's Play. And in today's episode, I've got a lot to do, so we should just jump straight into it, because here's the deal. I mined an entire bastion and put it into these chests, as well as this shulker box for all the extras, and now I want to place this in an ice spikes biome. So first of all, I grabbed some unused shulker boxes, because I basically finished this endstone project. Step 2, of course, is to load them up with different types of black stone. We have cracked, polished black stone bricks. We've even got gilded black stone, some gold blocks, and a whole chest full of lava. Oh, never mind, it's a double chest full of lava. This is just the overflow chest. And then obviously we also have polished black stone bricks and regular good old black stone. And now step 3 is, of course, oh my god, there are so many arrows of slowness around here. Step 3 is, of course, to build myself the start of a black stone temple, but here in the coldest Minecraft biome. Wow, it's clever because, you know, I froze my nether, and now I'm, I guess, warming up my ice spikes. I just want the whole world to be one temperature, really. So let's place down our chests. Oh my god, look at this. Yellow shulker box's title. That is a lot of text right there compared to this one. Anyway, so now we grab the polished black stone bricks, and we get to work, because I flattened out this area last week with the main intention of being able to actually work on having a real little house starting this week, or a castle, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a nice little thing over here by the river. So anyway, I guess we'll start with like a way to flatten it up to here, and then from here, I guess we need to make an entrance of some form. But the goal today is to have a fully functioning castle of some form. Even if I never come back here today, I want to have the bare bones minimum that makes you go, huh, that could have been finished, but I can see what it is right now. That is, I'm going to talk about why that is later. It's a very low goal to set yourself for a Minecraft project, but there's a reason I'm setting such a specifically weird and maybe specifically low one, if you want to, be honest with it. And I'm going to be talking about that today, because did you know the Let's Play, we talk about a lot of things. It's not just Minecraft, which I guess is one of the reasons why they're not ever the most popular videos on the channel, but instead we can talk about everything. This seems off-center, is it? That block there. There we go. Now it seems all centered again. So I guess this can be the entrance, and then these are just there to confuse people. Yep, sounds good to me. And just like that, we have an entrance, I think you could vaguely say. And now we've got to add a couple of towers to the side, because castles, I don't know. It's been forever since I built a castle. It's actually kind of fun to come back at something after so long away from it. But yeah, while we build this, because again, I want to have some form of castle by the end of today's video. As you all know, you're going to watch it. It's going to be fun. It's not going to be a normal Minecraft video, and as a result, something. But in the meantime, let's talk about, because you know we don't have a vlog series on this channel, let's talk about other things. You can even turn off the gameplay and come back at the end and look at the castle that I built here, as apparently 50% of you do, I learned on Twitter recently. Yeah, basically one of the, the things that we do here is we talk about what's been going on the last week. You know, you're curious about what's going on in the ToycatA land, and the answer is usually nothing too huge, although in this last week, some pretty huge updates, and the biggest one to me, though, is, just something as simple as, like, you know what, I had a long morning, ahead of me to do some legal things, the reason I'm here in the United States, and just while I was on the way back from that, I found I found this place dedicated to carrot cake, and just like that simple joy, like, brought my day excitement from like, oh god, I don't know what I'm really doing. I don't know when the next excitement will ever come, feeling like, yeah, gonna feel questionable forever, to like, man, this is good carrot cake. And, a part of that is like, definitely, one of the like most uncomfortable things to admit to myself is that like food can control my emotions, but it's totally true. It's one of our basic needs. When it's not met, certain things can start to break in questionable ways. So I'm now going to I'll start building downwards rather than upwards. Now I'm going to start building the edges of this castle. On this side, it's going to have to obviously go down a lot, as you can see already. My plan is actually to use blackstone to bring it all level up, because I want the castle to kind of be like floating on a hill. I think I might even start digging out the corners around it, because I want this to be like an intimidating castle built into the terrain in a weird way. So I guess we'll just build from here and see what we end up with. Maybe like make like a subtle curve in the castle. Yeah, I mean curves are a good idea, right? So we'll start with a long flat wall, or long flat-ish wall. I guess, yeah, sure, why not? We'll start with like simple blocks that go out and then go in and then go out a couple blocks, and then it'll slowly fade into like, ooh, now it's only 3 blocks inwards. I'm placing too much blackstone here. I need to pick a consistent amount, don't I? That's my big problem here. But another mistake is something I often forget to do, even if I've just read the comments from last week's Let's Play, because one of the few videos I try to read every single comment on is the Let's Plays. I feel like the crowd that enjoys these is like different to the type that enjoys the average video on the channel, and so I try my best to get as many of those comments in as I physically can. Is that a smart idea or not? That's a question for another time, I guess. But it's something that I try to do. And one of the things that quite a few people resonated with last week that I found really interesting was like the cognitive dissonance thing. Like it's one of those like widely known things. It's very widely cited on the internet. It's like saying, hey, did you know? It's like the geography equivalent is like, did you know that Australia is actually very big, or that Greenland is actually very small? And people are like, wow, no way. And it's just one of those like obvious facts, but it's only an obvious fact. Oh, I think I went backwards one first, like a couple, and then I went forwards one, and then backwards 2, and it was like 3 like that. And I can see how I'm gonna hit this cliff very soon if I don't alter trajectory. So I'm gonna kind of work from here, like 2, and then 1, and then 1, and then 2 back this way. And then we'll just copy that on its side. Or we could do like a weird kind of elliptical-sized castle. Elliptical is not the word I'm looking for. Maybe it is the word I'm looking for. I guess oval? Isn't elliptical just an oval? Am I just like tainted by those exercise machines that are called ellipticals? Let me know, comment section. But yeah, we're just gonna build the outline right now, and then we can like build on top of it later. Worst case, we can always keep the outline. It's not like the worst sin in the world, right? And yeah, now we're going to have a very oval-shaped castle to start with, at least. Again, we can always expand later. I kind of like the idea of having like a second castle in the back of the main castle, but we'll focus on those ideas later. So anyway, people found it to be very interesting when we spoke a little bit about cognitive dissonance. And it's one of those things that I assume is very obvious, but I think a thing that people forget about their biggest hobbies, and I'm clearly not immune to this. I'm very careful when I talk to a general audience about, I don't know, something about flights. But when it comes to like, oh yeah, if you watch these videos, I assume you know a lot of things about Minecraft or about Bedrock, and yet on every video, people are still shocked by the fact that you can do like, the in front of you placing. Stuff like this, if I place a block here, that's a bad example because it's actually placed there. But if I place a block right here, as you can see, I can place it in front of myself. Every single video I upload, someone comments, whoa, how did you do that? If I have no spots right here, and I pick block. Wow, where did those polished blackstone bricks come from, ToycatA? I get comments like that almost every video, and it's a reminder that like, yeah, you have a more general audience than you ever really are aware of or are thinking about. By the way, there's a slight problem with the layering of this versus that, but we're not going to think about it too much. We're just going to place the polished blackstone bricks, and we're going to hope for the best, as indeed we should always be doing. But yeah, basically, so look at this, by the way. Wow, the blackstone appeared from nowhere. That's not actually shocking to most of you, but it is to one person who's watching this the first time, being like, wait, you can, that makes placing blocks so much easier, thank you. And so yeah, it's a super weird one to me, like knowing when to when you're talking about something obvious versus when you're not. Have you ever had someone do this to you? I have. I've had a YouTuber. I spoke to a semi-famous YouTuber. I think he's probably about the same size as me right now. And I remember I asked so why are you with your YouTube network? It was one of the biggest ones at the time, but they'd only given me this terrible offer. Like they wanted 20% of my ad revenue in exchange for basically nothing. And I was like, so why are you with them? What, I was at a dinner hosted by this company, and I don't know why. Like his response was like, oh, so basically the way YouTube networks work is if you want to make money on your videos, the YouTube network will do that for you. And I'm like, oh yeah, but I was wondering why your specific network. Well, you see, and he only gave super vague. Maybe he didn't know anymore and he wanted to seem like he did. But I genuinely do just think he assumed I was super unaware about networks and etc. 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 And long story short, I came away being like, oh, thank you so much, just to make the conversation end because he never could get more specific. But it was a reminder to me But like, yeah, knowing the specificity, I don't know. I feel like looking back at yourself as a child, maybe this is just me, but like, I'll cringe thinking like, oh yeah, there was that time it was like here's an example. When I was like, when I was like 20, not 20, like 19, 18, I met my father for the first time. One of the things that came up like around a breakfast table was like, I was like, so, you know, I don't understand why we have a military. I mean, we have nukes anyway. And he was like, yeah, but like, you know, our interests. Well, if we need to... And I was like, you know, interests are pretty well protected by nukes. And I think I would probably just about stand by that opinion now. But like, I remember at the time, you know, I think he served in the army, so especially bad reason to talk to a family member about why the army isn't really necessary in an age of mutually assured destruction. Should we talk about that instead? You know, who wants to hear about cognitive dissonance? You know too much about it if you're on the internet. Well, you should do at least. But yeah, it's really hard to know your precise audience and their level of knowledge. That is to me what makes why am I placing a polished blacksmith brick here? That is to me the thing that makes... Oh no, I made a mistake here, I think. Oh no, I just need to make this into a 2 and that into a... Wait a minute. You know, let's not think about it. You know, let's deal with this much later when I wish I would have solved it now. That is the way that we deal with problems in this world. And if you don't like that, then you know what? That's a good thing. You're gonna go to a lot of places. This is 3 blocks. What am I possibly thinking here? So yeah, basically, I you know, do we need military in an age of mutually assured destruction? And the simple answer is that like my modern day answer. I don't know why we're actually talking about this. It was meant to be just a meme conversation, but we're totally going into it anyway. My legit answer today would probably be like, you know, the longer you go without a nuclear explosion, you know, it's 1945 when the, you know, very controversial Nagasaki, Hiroshima stuff happened. I would say given that it's been so long since one's gone off, every country's secretly thinking like, but no one's actually gonna do it, right? And the problem with like that game of like, no one's actually gonna do the thing is like eventually someone does the thing. Someone like full on does the thing that everyone thinks like no one would actually do. And it's just a matter of time until that happens. I hope, again, like the rational decision in almost every, like there's a funny thing to me that like the most rational decision, especially if you're a small country, is to seem irrational, because the only North Korea's like only defense is like, I'm a madman, I could do anything. I think he's, you know, a lot of people are very quick to jump to like, oh yeah, X political leader, Y political leader, they're such an idiot, I can't believe they have that job. But like, you know, again, the game of politics is all about almost like seeming like you believe in things you don't believe in, believing in things that you say you don't believe, etc., etc. Like that is the smart way to play it on some certain levels at least, right? And also, I think we made a mistake here as well. There's a lot of mistakes all over this place. Okay, so this is meant to be the back wall, and we'll just work everything else out from there. And then once we've got this... Oh, this is only 4 blocks. Oh, no, it's 5 blocks. And then we'll do the exact same thing we did on the other side, and hope it levels out. Great idea. But, yeah, I really do think that, one of the... something that I've come to realize is how often... people do this clever thing. Like, you know, what's something we all believe is bad? I don't know. But, like, saying you believe this terrible thing that everyone believes is bad is a great way for people to be like, man, you know, I was going to discount them as definitely not believing that, but that now I don't know what to think. And then, boom, you get the negotiating advantage. You know, if it's a given in a hostage negotiation that you don't want to murder the hostages, you're not going to get what you want. Oh, this is definitely uneven, by the way. Yeah, we have made a mistake somewhere. Do we care to fix it? Okay, let's see. We did 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, and we'll see if we did the same on this side. And if it's the same on this side, then I guess the structure is perfectly balanced. 2, 1, 1. I did an extra 1. That's my mistake. It's an easy mistake to make, but we made it anyway. So Blackstone, 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 Blackstone. And then we're leveled up. And now we just remove the front blocks from as many of these as we can. Things get even messier, but it's fine. And oh my god, what are we looking at? And if this is perfectly lined up, which it is, boom, we are now ready to go. Look at my castle. It's a nice little... I want to get some piglins in here or something. Maybe a little Zoglin army. Like something you don't expect. That's what I want in my life. But yeah, so did you know if you seem like you're going to kill the hostages, you're gonna get more out of it than if you seem like you're not. And that's to me one of the scariest things, right? Like the more believable a threat is, the more people will cede to your demands. But like, and I think, you know, maybe that's just me though, looking at the world, seeing people doing insane things and thinking, why would people look like they're doing the insane things? And being like, nope, the reason people do, you know, did you know three people were shot in Times Square this last week? And when I hear about stuff like that, you know, we're all picturing a madman, you know, like just someone who's like, yeah, I was kind of bored, so I threatened some strangers, and then they reacted badly. You know, they were all scared of me. It's just a cool new gun, and then he shot at them. You know, we're picturing like some insanity like that. And I think insanity actually is like some part of why people do like horrendously bad things. Like beyond, again, like even if you, also this is wrong. This is meant to be. Oh no, it's fine. I did correct it here. I think no wait, no. I'm doing the wrong blocks. I'm doing the outside rather than the inside. Damn it. You know, it's fine. I'll just also do the inside, and then it won't get confusing at all. That's my plan. I'll just do the inside, and we'll all just pretend that everything's fine, and then everything will be fine. But yeah, I think some of it is also like, yeah, you've got to seem like you're willing to do the thing that no one wants you to do, and that would even be bad for yourself. And that's why I think that negotiating position is why, if you look at countries that are doing well for themselves, surprisingly, even they're not doing well in the public opinion, but they're doing well for themselves, it's because every now and then you just bully people into giving you money. And now I've just described my entire career on YouTube, and I've given away the secret. Wait, was this correct the first time? No, wait, I never went backwards. I don't know. No, wait, I went forwards for 3, and then I did 2. So after this, we go forwards for 1, 2, 3, and then 2. And then we have like a big back wall over here. I think I want to make some giant towers here. Like maybe 3 of them, 2 of them. I'm not too sure. Actually, let's do a giant tower here instead. Let's place a block here, and over there, and then over there, and then there. And then we'll have like the same on the other side from the 3. The front of it becomes the top tip of a tower, just like that. And the sides over there already. And then we do like one giant tower at the back. Because I think being symmetrical is great to a certain point, but I think the front, it's weird. Like this is how humans work too. We love symmetricalness to a certain point. And I think it's true for like builds. You want to show you can be symmetrical, and then the front and back have to look different. You know, there are 2 sets of cheeks on a humans. And you might think, therefore, those 2 sets of cheeks have to look exactly the same because they're on opposite ends of the body. But let me tell you, we have very different societal standards for what we like from our cheeks and what we like from our cheeks. Is that society being a hypocrite? I'll let you be the judge. I won't actually let you be the judge. I guess society is the judge. Should I keep these trading llamas around? Can I keep trading llamas around? Trading llamas and zoglins in a little cage might be a fun little exhibit, actually. I mean, they're not getting out anytime soon, I say as they walk towards the exit. Oh, damn, not strays. Yeah, I said this last week, but I'm saying it again. Getting arrows of slowness is a very silly thing to do in solo survival, but if you want to spend a little bit of time doing it while also slowly healing up, say a shovel, guess what? Ice Spikes biome or any other frozen waste biome, you're gonna find a lot of them around here. It's looking pretty good so far, right? Okay, that's not correct, but it's gonna be looking good pretty soon. I'm gonna turn this back thing right here into a tower of its own right. It's gonna be square, because you know what? They've all been diagonally so far. Let's not make them diagonal anymore. Also, I might get spit on, but that's fine. You know what? Normal part of human being life is being spit on. You gotta learn to deal with it. So now we build some towers over here, or build a tower over here, as you can see. By the way, did you see that? I placed on the back of a block rather than the front. Okay, so let's place this up into a tower, and then we're gonna connect the towers with a little walkway of some form. It's gonna be great. Oh, also something I want to do is I want to take some of these cracked, polished, whatever they're called, cracked, polished, blackstone bricks. You know, are they cracked or are they polished? You can't polish cracked bricks unless they were polished and then they were cracked. You know, I'm just saying, it's a confusing order. So I'm going to throw a few of these around the tower, just because I'm trying to add a little bit of depth and texture. I've been using a few too many regular blackstone bricks. So let's just fix that. Let's just throw a few of these in there. Just, again, I don't know why, and I wish it wasn't true, but just adding the tiniest bit of, like, depth to what you're doing sometimes can really help. Like, ooh, look at that texture. That means that this is fancy all of a sudden, and I don't like that those are the rules, but for some reason, you know, we failed as a society that we made those the rules. But again, it's, like, mostly uniform, but then a little bit not. And so yeah, one of the things that I'm mostly uniform at doing is not finishing my train of thought. So I want to talk about cognitive dissonance because honestly, I would say I've been dealing with it like especially bad being in a new country and all. And so just an explanation is that the simplest explanation of cognitive dissonance is like two parts of your brains that have different intentions and goals. And it means that no matter which part wins, you are winning and you are losing in a circumstance, which seems like hedged bets in the real world. But in reality, it just means you will lose no matter what happens. Well, you know, a simple way to put this that isn't using like psychology terms that someone's going to be upset with me for slightly explaining in a way different to how they would like is, you know, imagine being split. Oh, I'm using regular blackstone here too, apparently. Imagine being split on something, right? Imagine wanting two things at the same time. You really want to, I don't know, pursue the girl, but also you really want to, I don't know, you want to move to Florida and start life as a juggler. And those are your two life dreams. You want this lovely lady who is, for some reason, tolerating your existence. Well, I guess it's better if she doesn't. This lovely lady who won't tolerate your existence, but you're chasing her anyway, because that's what romance is. It's chasing people who don't want to be chased. And so as a result, you would be pretty conflicted, right? You would have two different... I have so many bows. How do I even... Where do I even put all these at some point? Anyway, you know, you'd be pretty conflicted in this situation, right? You'd have two very different answers as to what to do, and you wouldn't know which of those things to do. And so, yeah, I feel like that's the most obvious example. Like, we talk about it in media all the time as being two clear choices that are laid out in front of you. But I think people get it much worse for, like, very small things in their life. Like, you know what? You want to be better at, you know, I know. You want to be better at talking to your, or like, you know, not isolating yourself from your friends. You want to be the best friend that you can be. But also whenever your friend messages you, you want to die and you curl up in a ball and you don't respond. And so, you know, there's this, you know, weird thing where a part of you is like, please respond to this message. Show your friend that you care about him because you genuinely really do. And then there's a part of you being like, okay, I can pretend if I read this message tomorrow and go, oh, sorry, man, I missed it. And then you can say something nice without having to have a conversation. Heck yeah, that's good. Maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm revealing my inner not liking to talk to other human beings traits a bit too much here. But yeah, I think there definitely is, regardless of whether you get it on that thing, some amount of conflict in everyone. But I think one of the things that like is important to having a successful life is working out that conflict and trying to resolve it before it starts to harm you physically. And obviously that harms you mentally a lot too, like the mental burden of wanting two things at the same time. It is surprisingly high for what should just be two operations. And I even think even more interesting like about this, rather than just the whole like, oh yeah, your brain being conflicted on things, I think the much more interesting like side of this is why this happens. Because did you know your brain is actually two brains in one? Again, if you know science and stuff, you're probably very familiar with this. But someone watching this video for the first time is like, wait, you're joking, right? No, your brain is made from two hemispheres. And if you've ever heard of a lobotomy, usually that's like severing the connection between both of them, or like even like full-on damaging one of them as much as you can. Here's a crazy thing. A real operation that we used to use to, I think it's to treat seizures. I'm gonna have to go get some blackstone. You know what? Let's do it. A real operation used to treat seizures at one point was shoving an ice pick through the eye, because the eye is the brain behind the eye, if you go at the right angle, is the right bit to like just shut down that part of the brain. Again, I'm really, really simplifying right here, but that was a real treatment because, oh yeah, you just break part of the brain and the other half will be fine, and so you can still do certain functions as a person. Again, obviously, lobotomy is a bad example because you very much don't do functions. But like the fact that we have this like ability to keep someone's function but have like their personality be broken, tells us a lot about the fact that like, yeah, there are two sides of the brain and they have very different wants and needs, as it turns out. Also, I like this from the outside. I feel like it needs some more texture and depth and fun and all of that stuff, but we've got something right here. I think what I want to do, I think what I need to do, I will even go as far as to say, is I need to go and find the center point of this. Actually, rather than the center point, I think at the very far back would be a good idea. Oh, it doesn't have a center. Wait, it should have a center. Oh no, what have I done wrong? Okay, so the very center point, which definitely exists, and isn't a mirage that I have accidentally messed up beyond my wildest dreams. Anyway, so my plan here is to... Okay, we're just going to put some bones and... you know what, we're going to forget about this for now. We're going to grab 3 lava buckets. We're going to grab some, I don't know, basalt. And we're going to dig 3 holes. One is going to be over here, I guess. One's going to be over here. Oh, that's very weird. And one can be over here. And now what we can do is we can place some lava from here in the sky. And it's going to pour perfectly into that hole. Okay, I lied to you. We'll deal with that before it causes any problems, probably. I mean, it's going to burn my scaffolding. We'll get more scaffolding, it's fine. Anyway, so, long story short, I'm going to have some lava here in the sky, probably. And I'm going to use this lava in the sky as kind of like a beacon to the tower. Rather than having actual beacons, because beacons don't work as beacons in Minecraft Bedrock. I've covered this before. It's one of those sad, like, I wish it wasn't true facts, but sadly it is a true fact. But beacons don't work as beacons. You can't see them from very far away. So I need to draw attention to this somehow. Draw attention to the fact that it's an insane Bastion, again, it's a Bastion feature, a Bastion castle, a Bastion fortress, whatever you're going to call it, right here in a nice spikes biome. And how better to draw attention than with some lava. Okay, this time, I'm just going to place that down and we're gonna see what issues that causes later, I guess. And then we'll do one more over here. And so now we wait for the lava to pour, and we wait for the problems that presumably are gonna come with them. Oh wait, look at that, no problems. Perfect, that is what I wanted. Let's see how many of these scaffolds we get back. I'm not betting a high number, but oh, I'm pleasantly surprised. Okay, now we just have to make sure the hole lines up perfectly with this. Okay, it doesn't, so we just dig it so that it does. Easily done. And then also over here. And over here we make sure the lava lines up perfectly with these trading llamas who were rude enough to cross me earlier. Yeah, you're gonna regret that one now, aren't you? What's that? Are you mad at me? Did you spit at me, llamas? Is that what you did? Yeah, now you're gonna pay for... Oh wait, I messed this one up. Wait, I can still fix it in time. Hey, perfect, saved it. Saved myself a lot of pain there. Yeah, how about that? That'll teach you to behave. Anyway, so now we've got... Oh, okay. Oh, no, this is not working perfectly. It's not that bad, actually. It's surprisingly tame. Very easily fixed. With a few basalt blocks. Just like that. And now no one is any the wiser that there is a problem here. Just place it on all sides now, just to be extra certain. There we go. Look at that. Perfection. We did it. And so, yeah, basically, maybe we should do that on all the sides just so it looks like it's deliberately contained. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, we're adding a little bit of texture to the fortress. Anyway, so, long story short, I feel like this is not only a great way to light up the area, but also it's a way to signify this thing from a distance. Seriously, if I'm over here, I don't know what I'd be doing over here, but if I'm over here on this little island, because my rend distance is a bit low, as you can see, that is a striking visual thing, and they're just about lined up enough that it doesn't look like griefing. We might have to do a better job than that to be absolutely clear it's not griefing though. Okay, so now I've got a plan that this is going to be my kind of top point of the castle. It's going to be a ludicrously sized tower amongst the rest. I'm going to try and blend it in, balance it. I'm not going to do a good job, but that's the beautiful thing about Minecraft. And so since this is the center point, this is that middle point up there, the plan is to kind of have a tower going up there so it looks like it's intentional lava flows even more. And so if this is the center and it's a tower, usually I'd go with like this little small one, but I guess we should go like a block bigger than previously, because again, we're trying to indicate that this is an especially grand tower, and so this should do the job. We'll see if it does, when it does or doesn't though. And so yeah, now we're gonna stack up kind of high, but to keep it from being boring, we're going to throw in some base salt every now and then, because base salt is an exciting block. Anyway, so being conflicted between things, I feel like it happens all the time, and you either don't know about it or you don't think about it. And it's like one of the biggest causes of like accidental misery. I don't know, even to use a very small example, this Let's Play, I say it a lot, it's one of my favorite series. If I was purely looking at it from a financial perspective, would have cancelled it a long time ago. But clearly, you know, a lot of, at least some number of people who watch this, share the kind of weird emotional bond with it that I do. And so there is this, there's this conflict I run across every now and then, where I'm like, so I don't actually know the answer to this. There isn't arguably one. But like, so you know, should I focus on, you know, like, here's an example. Should I make the Let's Plays shorter? They're kind of long by accident, but like a part of me is like, yeah, make them shorter. A 30-minute Let's Play is something that people can get into. You know, people who aren't already fans or watching or whatever word you want to use of the Let's Play would actually be able to find it if that was a thing that they could do. However, the counter case that you can make, and you know what, it's a valid counter case, is like, yeah, rather than finding new people though, just keep finding the existing ones. And so I keep going back and forth between these, even on YouTube as a whole. I'll be honest with you here. One of the things I know I need to do on like a business, I need to survive level is like I need to find a way to reach people who aren't already subscribed to the channel. I mean, that's pretty basic YouTube 101. I found, you know, my videos have done okay amongst people who are subscribed to me. Actually, a lot below average, but like, it's fine enough. But the big problem is that YouTube currently not recommending my videos to new people because it assumes they won't like them, which is a flaw. I need to fix that via some, you know, craziness, right? I'm not going to do the whole, like, I'm a crazy, wacky personality now thing. But I am going to have to work out, like, okay, let's find the solution to that. Let's find something workable, you know, that I actually can do in relation to that. And so, you know, I'm going to be trying a few more videos. I'm going to try like a few classical, you know, like things that are entirely me that will do well. And I'm going to try a few experimental things. I want to do some weird survival stuff. You're going to see it soon, I hope. I think you're going to enjoy it. And so, yeah, long story short, I am currently going through, I guess, a little bit of, you know, like a transitionary phase. And so, and even then, it's like, here's another example. Even if I'm like, okay, I've got 100%, get the channel going, enough, you know, without you know, an income in life, what do you have? Everything else is kind of somewhat reliant on it, you know, something, capitalist society, whatever. You can make from that what you will. But so the next stage of that is like, okay, so right now I'm in a, again, for very bizarre reasons, I'm here on I'd say the other side of the world, but New York is actually pretty close to London. It's like only a 5.5 hour flight, maybe. It's surprisingly close. Anyway, so New York is closer to London than the place I was staying in Mexico to get into the United States. Fun fact for you right there. Maybe you find that interesting. Anyway, so see, right, that's to me, that's like an obvious thing, because like, yeah, like that's an interesting thing. But to a standard person that like doesn't think about flights too often, because transatlantic is such like a big barrier. Here's a fun fact, again, you probably know it, but if you fly internationally in America, you get like you get food. It's like a really fun experience because they're competing with international carriers. If you fly domestically, they assume you only care about the ticket price, so you get like nothing. And I don't know, also the flight attendants come through mid-flight to sell credit cards to you and to be mean to you about your son's middle name. I don't know, like that's what happens on a domestic flight. International's nicer. So for instance, flying from New York to I don't know, let's pick a faraway city, Seattle. Actually, that's a bad example. New York, Portland, you'll get worse service than if you fly New York to London, even though it's a similar distance. Wow, fun facts of ToycatA. Equivalent fun facts would be like, if you fly from Boston to Honolulu, that's one of the longest domestic flights in America. Did you know that you won't get food on that? But if you fly, again, the short, I think it can be as simple as like a 4-hour flight from like Miami to Argentina. It's like, yeah, then you do get food. Wow, weird, inconsistent standards that do have like some logic to them, but also seem insane from the outside. Bet you didn't know about that. So, oh, I have no more of this base salt. So I guess this is where the tower ends, for now at least. By the way, I need to go up to that point, and then I need to go taller. So this is going to be a very wacky tower, to say the least. But that's fine. I mean, at least now, it's making more of a mark on the landscape, right? Look at that. Oh, wow, it's actually surprising. The lava towers make my giant tower look really short by comparison. I'm disappointed in them. I like that basalt effect, though. I thought I wouldn't. I thought it'd get boring after a while. But I think it's good. I think I just need to add, like, a window or something to that. And then we're going places, I reckon. So anyway, okay, so next step. We're gonna... I guess we'll work on the walls a tiny bit more. And then we're gonna grab some basalt and fly up there. So yeah, a thing to me, like I'm struggling with, and I'm doing incorrectly, as you can see from this video, is like I know that shortening the Let's Plays is better for the long term, like helping people find it, and I don't do it anyway because you know what, I'm very bad at doing certain things. And so another equivalent is like, I don't know, I'm here in New York, it's exciting, I'm on the other side of the world, blah, 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 blah. It's not actually the other side of the world, there we go. We're back up to speed. And one of the things that like I struggle with almost every day, like is like I feel like this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm not going to spend 3 months in New York again. You know, assuming that my plans to live in the UK are my long-term plans I stick with. Who knows what's going to happen? There could be a global nuclear war because someone. This is definitely not correct. Whatever. I mean, we'll work it out. So, you know, my plans could change, but assuming they don't, I'm not going to spend 3 months in New York. And this is like one of those incredible cities, like people dream of living. You got to do something with that opportunity, right? And so there's this conflict every day that's like, should I, you know, be enjoying this and making the most of it? Or should I make videos? And almost I feel like, oh yeah, the enjoyable thing to do is go out, explore, get some carrot cake inside of you, go for a nice walk. You know, there's even climbing gyms are open here, so that's exciting. Something vaccination, am I right? You know, there's a lot of like there's this dissonance in me of like that's what a part of me is telling me to do. That's what I've like almost told myself is the only happy solution. And then the other part of me is like, no, you know, like the YouTube channel is currently a sinking ship. I don't want to. The business end of YouTube isn't something you have to deal with, subscribers. Just thank you for sticking around. Don't worry about the back end. But while you know, like here's a stat I found interesting. Like April was like the worst month the channel's had since 2018, and May so far is about 50% of April, and the decline hasn't stopped. It's terrifying as like a statistic-minded guy. To, you know, because one of the things about any business person will tell you, but also like any YouTuber will tell you, growth is good. It doesn't matter if people are, you know, buying whatever. Like, as long as new people are finding you, that's great. But decline is scary, and to see decline for like, you know, 10 weeks in a row or something like that is just it's terrifying to me. It's territory I'm not familiar with. So anyway, I'm very concerned with YouTube at the present. Should I be focusing on that every day? And instead, so like. When I do the thing that I think I probably should be doing, which is that, my brain's like, oh, so you don't value having fun? And it's like, no, I do. And it's like, oh, so you're valuing having fun over dealing with this very important issue, you know? It's very hard. It's almost like, it's a big issue. And the big issue by itself, you know, like I'm sure you see my conflict by itself. The big issue isn't the conflict. Everyone has conflict all the time. We have lots of priorities, lots of things we need to focus on. Should I make a video? Should I stream? Should Let's Plays be long or short? Should I be building a castle that is slightly not symmetrical over here in a way that we can't even see because of the lava? Actually, maybe the non-symmetricalness works because of the lava hiding it. I'm not sure. We'll put a pin in that and come back to it. But you know, these are questions that I guess someone needs to ask. Is it me that's asking them? Who knows for sure. But yeah, I think like having these big questions and big problems and blah 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 blah, it is genuinely very important. Okay, I'm gonna put the window over here actually. What does a window look like in a tower? Good question. Thank you for asking. So it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be a little perch. It's gonna just kind of come out like a little balcony. And then maybe I'll have like some fence posts or something up here. I don't know. We'll work that one out later. For now though, we just gotta build a little archway over it now. Gonna look something a little bit. I guess we'll do the exact same thing we did for the entrance. A little bit lazy. In fact, very lazy. But there we go. Look at that. That's nice. And now we just need to also have some block. I guess we'll put a block here, and this isn't working at all. What am I doing here? Yeah, we're just gonna leave that be. Just a little balcony. Balcony with a killer view of the surroundings, by the way. I should point out. Could sell this for a lot of money on a property portal. Anyway, so I think being conflicted is normal. Like, having lots of options available and choosing from them, very important. But it's like modern psychology in that the way modern decisions are made are much harder. Like, there's no instant gratification for deciding to work on a Minecraft project that you've been putting off forever. There's no instant gratification to deciding to study for that test that you probably have to do. I don't know. That's how school works, right? I'm doing school explaining correctly, right? Okay, I am nice, great. So it is there is no instant gratification for those things, and so the amount of stress that you can put on yourself to do those things, or the amount you can just ignore them because, like, what's the point anyway? You know, society tells you to stress yourself, but, like, should you be doing it? It's very hard to get any real answer or real feel to any of that. And yeah, so you know, the modern world is complex, and with the modern world comes a lot of complexities. Sometimes I think to myself, like, yeah, I think I would have been happier just being a hunter-gatherer in the wild. You know, like, I have a sugar... I think, like, genetically, people who like sweet things are more likely to survive. I know I'm going, like, full genetics here, but, like, I think, like, if you, like, in terms of, like, if you look at the way society... You know, if you look at your ancestors, think about, you know, the ones who are most likely to survive are the ones who, like, you know, because something we're all wired to do is we don't trust liars. If someone lies to you once, you don't trust them again. That's like a thing where it's like, yeah, if you trust liars, then bad things start to happen. It doesn't take a genius to work that one out. But also there's, like, tiny things like, you know, like, that's the same reason we're terrified of snakes or lions or whatever else. Because your ancestors who weren't terrified of those things, well, let's, you know, try and work out what happened to them. So, same with spiders, honestly. You know why people who like spiders, I'm convinced no one actually finds spiders cute. They just like messing with people. Like, oh, look, I find them so cute. Oh, it's my little itsy bitsy spider over here. It's like, no. What's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? You know, I get it. You don't get enough attention at home, but you don't have to pretend to like spiders to make it better. I'm sorry if I'm calling you out, but someone needs to do it. I'm afraid, internet. Okay, so from here, we're now going to have, like, the tower. No, I guess this has to go through the tower. So we're going to have a whole nother ring of this guy. This is very ludicrous, by the way. But we're doing what we have to do, okay? We're doing what we have to do. Okay, so at least 3 blocks up on all sides of this thing. And then later we can kind of reconnect it where need be. And then this is clearly going to go through the middle and then come out on the different sides. Yep, perfect. Nice, nice, nice. We're going to use some lovely basalt to make these pillars, because it's a tower, so it's kind of got to tower upwards like this. I guess kind of... Is this a simple way to do it? Is this too simple of a way to do it? These are questions I'm glad I'm not asking myself. I guess we place one over here now, and then we stack up from that. Then we place one over here, I guess, and we've got to stack up from that as well. Don't know how. And then, oh, I guess we just got to place more sideways blocks around the edge here. Because the goal is to have, like, this, that. Hey, yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. So now we just place a block there, and we stack up from this. And then we just also stack up from the middle blocks. That gets very confusing as to how we do that after this one, but I've ran out of basalt again. You know, this is complete, right? I would argue this is definitely done with no questions whatsoever. Now, one of the things I want to get better at... Oh, God, this is... the scale seems a bit off on all of that, but that's fine. For now, I like it. I don't know what I've built, but I like what I've built. Oh, man, my tower is so tall that I can't fly up to it. This is the biggest example of suffering from your own success I've ever seen. Okay, so now we place blocks all the way around, including here, question mark? Yep, sure. Including here, not over there, just to clarify it. Because then we need this to be basalt. And there we go. Yep, nice, nice, nice. And then from here, oh god, what have I done here at all? I don't know what any of this is, but it's fine. Then that goes into there, and then we got a little basalt pillar, which for fun reasons just goes up to there, and then it ends with, I don't know, a block of. It has to be a bastion block for this recycling project, so we'll end it with a block of blackstone. That seems like a logical thing to top with, and there we go. It's a little messy, and there's some very obvious not fitting blocks. But if you want to fix it, download the map yourself and do it, because I'm certainly not going to. Anyway, so next up, look at that. ToycatA using viewers' OCD to try and make money. What a disappointment of a person. Okay, so now what we want to do. So this is a very risky strategy, but it's a fun idea. Is if these are pouring off the end anyway, and it's working, why not, rather than having them pour off the side of this, what if instead, hear me out here, shall I use basalt for this actually? Yeah, we'll try basalt. What if instead we had like a basalt thing, and then this way, we could have it pour from the inside here. That's right, all I have to do is probably like correctly insulate this on all sides. So let's do that, let's do that, and let's do that. And then this can be like my little ladder up. I don't know when or why I'll put a ladder here, but there'll be a ladder all the way up to here. And then we can have a single block of lava pour down to there. I hope. Maybe. At the very least, we can, like, place it from here. And later we can move it off the edge. Is it going to work the same way, actually? Oh, no, it doesn't work the same way. Wait, maybe if it catches up to that, it's going to make something even more interesting. No, the lava is flowing at the exact same rate that it's flowing. I don't know how I could have seen this coming. Okay, that's fine. So again, we can come back to this as a concept later, but for now I like it a lot. I like that the lava's coming from somewhere. I think I do have some stained. Wait, do bastions have glass anywhere? I don't know if they do. Okay, so bastions probably don't have glass. Let's just assume that as a given. And now we just need to top off this little fortress thing so that it is technically a valid structure. So I think the easiest way would just be filling in these gaps with blackstone, probably. And then also the top of this. You want to be able to walk around some of these towers. So we'll make some of these towers work, but from blackstone. So look at that. That is now the top of the tower. Is it a valid tower? You know what? Anyone can be a valid tower. That's the beautiful thing about the ToycatA community, is that you can be any type of. You can be a short tower, a tall tower, a weird tower, or even a bent tower, and it's okay because we're all strange, deformed towers here. That's a terrible rallying cry. I do think there is a so I think cognitive dissonance is a big problem, but I also think a big problem with conflicts is like just not resolving them ever. Like I think avoiding conflict is smart, especially avoiding other people's conflict. But I also think some people just like will bottle an issue inside of themselves forever, rather than doing, you know, what maybe should be done and like working out how to deal with said issue. Should this be made from these bricks? I don't even know at this point. I don't even know what my plan is or what I do. I just kind of do it, and it seems to work so far, I guess. Actually, we'll switch from blackstone bricks back out to blackstone for like one last wall up here. Because this can be the walkway, or the start of the walkway, that's going to go all the way around this thing. Maybe? Should there even be a walkway around the walls when it's this small? I'm not sure that there should be. I think we nailed that so far. I think what we have to do is we have to finish some of these walls, and then we can technically say this is a valid castle. I actually, you know, this is weird to me, because usually when I finish something, I'm like, you know, someone could look at this and say it wasn't terrible if they squinted at the right angle. One of the things I like about Minecraft, and one of the things that, again, it's not gonna... This isn't the most viewed video in the Let's Play series, but something I like is when I try something, and it creates a really interesting, you know, little experience. Like, this, I love what we've created here. It's very strange, and it needs a lot of expansion, and I do have some great expansion plans that I'll hopefully be doing on stream. But as a standalone thing, I love this. Yeah, it definitely needs more space. I should have built the towers in the center first, and then built the wall around them. But the beautiful thing is that we can work that out later. And we will work that out later. Is this the right thing? This is not the right thing. That goes in there. And then these go in here. And so if you want to see more of this, I live stream sometimes. I've been plugging that too much in these, actually. I don't know why. I just feel like there's a lot of overlap between the two audiences. But if you don't want the overlap, that's fine. If this is a podcast to you, then I won't tell you about the unlisted live streams playlist, which is basically kind of like these, but like they're an hour and a half, and there's like 2 or 3 of them a week instead. No, what I'll instead tell you about is that, man, I can't stop looking at this. I love this design. It looks like a... Tell me what you think in the comments, because I genuinely like something I've built, which is a nice change. And also, like, the contrast of the ice spikes biome makes it even cooler, in my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And just know, over the next few weeks, there's a few things that are going to change. And I know change is, like, always bad in an audience's mind. But all I ask is that if you see something new, don't immediately go, oh, this is terrible. Try and give it your best bet, because YouTube gauges how many subscribers should see something and how many non-subscribers should see something based on engagement. So, you see something, just give it a try. That's all I ask from you. Because someone actually said something like, you know what? The reason you should do long Let's Plays is because when I'm asleep, I can't skip ads. And I like that, and like, engagement or whatever. It's like, I like that attitude of like, you know what? You benefit from this and that's fine. Also, I need to do this and that. I might have even done it in between recording this Let's Play and uploading it, so if that's confusing to you, don't worry. There's lots of things that are confusing to many people. But the most confusing thing is why you're still watching when the video's over. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Oh no.